Good morning, production and operations management students. How are you? This is Mr. Argueta coming to you summer 24. So we have a very unique situation with you guys. So want to kind of give you an update. I guess there's some good news to it, and I guess there's a little bit of a change to the situation. But basically what's happened is production management had a low enrollment this summer. We didn't have a full class. What they would consider a full class is 12 students. Right now, as it stands, as of Wednesday the 8th, so Monday the 4th or the 13th, we start classes. As of the 8th, we have about 6 students enrolled in this class. So there are several of you that are going to need this class to actually graduate. So at first, and you might have received an email from me asking, would it be okay if we transferred you to another class? But there's a couple of you that actually need this class to finish your time here. So I've decided to just run the class with just a few people that we have, but the class will be structured a little differently. This will be considered sort of an independent study, but I will still be highly involved with you. It's not going to feel like a normal class because there's very few people here. So some of the requirements that we have in a normal class will be lifted off of us. So I'll explain that as we go along. But if you've taken a class with me before, then you understand my structure. Some things will change because, as I mentioned, we're considered more like an independent study. Technically, just to give you an understanding, sometimes there are students that are required to take a class and we don't really offer it during a certain semester, but we will have exceptions where we will allow a professor to oversee the class, but it's really an independent study. It's 100% dependent on you. You're independently running through this class, but you have an instructor to help you through it. It's not going to be like your traditional lecture or, in my case, videos. It's going to be very sort of at your pace, but you have a certain amount of time to complete the course. So here's what I've done to adjust. Again, this is not going to be a traditional class because we don't have enough students to run a traditional classroom. So it's going to be very, very dependent on you doing your work. I will be here as your support, but it's going to be independently paced at your level. So what does that mean for you? So here's what that means. That means if you need me, most importantly, email me. Let me know, okay? I will be checking week by week your progress. So if I see something happening, I'm going to call you out on it because I don't want you to fail a class like this. But there are some benefits to this because in normal traditional classes that I teach, I only allow you to work on 1 week's worth of work per week. Because there's so many students in that class, it's hard for me to keep up with people all over the place. So I only do week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4, and so on. And you can only work on that week for that week. Since this is an independent study, dun, 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 everything's available to you. Okay? However, I will only be grading week by week. So if you complete something, you're required to go back and make sure that, your grade's been posted, everything's been done after that week is done. So, for example, I didn't put weeks here, I put lessons. So, lesson 1, of course, you have your syllabus and that course information. Chapter 1 work, which is your smart book assignment and your quiz. PowerPoint's there for your benefit. Chapter 2 work, smart book, quiz, and then, of course, your discussion for the week. Now, I will be posting a video. Now, you're required to put your own post. Here's the good part about this. And reply to me or another student. One or the two. But reply to somebody. Okay? So, I will be posting a video every week. I can't do all of them at once because it's too hard to do. But I will be posting a video here, and I require for you to at least respond to me. I would like for you to respond to each other as well, but at minimum, respond to me, okay? Just so I know that you're alive and you're still in the classroom. All right. So I have not put closeout dates. So if you wanted to work through all this and get it done, you can. But remember, every week at least go back and respond to my video that I post. So that is a requirement for you. Week 2 or lesson 2 is there. It's going to be chapter 3 and 4, plus there's your discussion. Now I want you to be careful because on lesson 2, I keep getting weeks, but it's not weeks. On lesson 2, so if you're doing lesson 1, you saw it's only Learn, Spark, and Quiz, but lesson 2, you have a video. Now this video is going to be like a 3 to 5 minute video, and then you have some questions you have to answer. So make sure you go through that, okay? But the same thing as chapter 4 is going to have the same option. You're going to do that for some weeks. Here's the other benefit to this class, okay? You'll notice that in lesson 1, there's 2 chapters. Lesson 2, there's 2 chapters. Lesson 3, there's 2 chapters. Lesson 4, there's 2 chapters. But then lesson 5, only 1 chapter. Lesson 6, 2 chapters. And then lesson 7, 1 chapter in your final exam. This course does not have a midterm. It only has a final exam. So once again, as always, the quiz questions will be the questions used in your final exam. So please make sure you have appropriately allocated those questions to help you for your final. Okay, your final is a 40-minute final, and it should have 40 questions, multiple choice. So be prepared to do that in one sitting. You get one shot at that. All right. So again, there's not a lot to this class. It's pretty seamless. It's at your own pace. It's an independent study. Since there's not a lot of people, the requirement in discussion is going to be your post and reply to at least, if I haven't put up my video, reply to at least another student. But I'm going to try to get my video out to you as soon as possible every week so you can have someone to reply to. But you have to reply to someone and you have to put up your post, okay? Now, you can work at your pace, but make sure you have completed all your work by June 30th, okay? Make sure you have completed all your work by June 30th. My best recommendation is try to take each lesson and knock it out within a week. If you have time, move on to the next week. But don't wait to June 15th to do your work because you're going to get in trouble. You're going to end up not being able to complete this work. I would rather you finish early and just go back every week and respond to somebody in the discussion than to have to wait to the last minute to do this work. Remember, this is completely an independent study. It's not a traditional classroom. It's not a traditional online class because there's so a little amount of students in it. So this is to benefit those of you who need this course to graduate. So please do your best to do that. All right? Email me if you need me. I am available, but it won't be a traditional class. I can't emphasize that enough. So please do your part in this because it's going to be very self-reliant. I'll be here to support you, but it's on you. So if you have any questions, let me know. If not, oh, good luck, guys. I'm sorry that it's built this way, but since there's not a lot, I would prefer to give you the opportunity to graduate and complete your work than to cancel this class completely and move it on to fall because we didn't have the amount of students that we are required. So understand this is benefiting you. The other option was to cancel the class completely, and some of you who need this class to graduate would have to wait till fall to graduate in the fall. So I'm sending out this video. If for some reason you have any questions, feel free to email me. I'll respond. All right, guys, I hope you have a good time, a good summer, and we will chat soon. Take care.